My home is Grand Bahamas. And what I would like to stress tonight is that what is being proposed here is an issue that is plaguing the entire Bahamas. The Bahamas is a family of islands. All the islands in the family of these islands are not colonies of Nassau for people in Nassau, as the gentleman says, to sit in their offices to make decisions about what happens. We need to change the political system in the Bahamas so that the people in Eastern Grand Bahama can decide whether or not this kind of a project, after they hear from you, after they hear from the experts, etc., after they hear from their community members, after they think about the potential benefits or potential jobs or the impacts to the environment, they look to the future. It is important for us to begin to develop in the Bahamas respect for local rights. Now the FNN passed the Local Government Act. The PLP promised it for 40 years, we never got it. The FNN passed it, and I hope that the politicians, be they FNN or PLP, will begin to respect the locals. The devastation and the ruin going on at Guanaqui by Baker's Bay, because there was no EIA that occurred involving the people and their consideration before. Bimini is being completely destroyed without the locals having an opportunity to say yay or nay. And I think I'd like to congratulate Nassau Island Developers for coming here today. This is a wonderful opportunity to begin a process of communicating and consulting with people who are most affected, the people in Eastern Grand Bahama. But it is the entire island of Grand Bahama that should have the ability to vision its future, to create what it wants to look like in 5, 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now. Not the people in Nassau deciding what happens in Eastern Grand Bahama, or in Grand Bahama, or in Bimini, or in Guanaqui, or in San Salvador, or anywhere else. And I know you agree with this, because you helped to pass the Local Government Act.
I agree, correct, and that's why we're here today.
Precisely, so I'd like to thank Nassau Island Developers for this. But unlike Mr. Johnson, my battery has not died. Because I do not know what process is actually happening here tonight. And because the wool has been pulled over people's eyes in Guanaqui, in Bimini, all over the Bahamas, I'd like to ask some questions for the record. You may or may not be able to answer them, but I want the record to reflect so that I don't see in some court document. Many people may or may not know that I'm doing all the cases in the Bahamas on the environment right now. Fred Smith and his legal team are doing it. And we are trying to protect the Bahamas for Bahamians in the family islands. Yes, we need jobs, but when you bring a huge project to a little locality that doesn't need the jobs, and you bring 200 Filipinos or 300 Americans to do the dredging, or construction workers to do all the work, the people in East End don't need this.
That's right.
As the gentleman said, they already make their living, as the lady before said. She's been doing this since she was 9 years old. She can't get a job in Freeport, but she can come back home here and get and work and provide a living for herself and her family. So, and I know you understand and believe this case. So, I'd like to now ask these questions for the record, so that they are in place, so that when some document is presented in court, no one says that these questions were not asked and that answers were provided. So I'm going to ask them, and you don't have to answer them, but just for the record, they're going to be set out here. Okay.
How many questions you have?
Only a few.
Okay.
Very important one. Why is this meeting being held here tonight?
This meeting?
Wait. Is it part of a statutory process? Are you being required to have this meeting because you have already made some permit applications? Is there already some agreement already signed with central government, with the government in Nassau, with the cabinet, with the Minister of Finance, with the minister responsible for Crown lands, giving Crown land out there already? Is there some document that already exists, which we don't know about, because everything in the Bahamas happens in secret? Never mind the FNN going down to Parliament and Human Ingram. Government for the people, by the people, of the people, government in the sunshine, we're going to have Parliament out of the palm trees. It has been secrecy. The governments of the Bahamas, FNN and PLP, have been so secretive and have been abusive to the Bahamian people. It's time we have freedom of information. So I'm glad you're here tonight, and as Mr. Johnson, I think, asked, this has to be the first step. We want meetings in Freeport, meetings in West Grand Bahama. We need information, not just little words on the screen here tonight. We need paper, we need documents, we need opportunity to consider the information so that people can consider it and make an informed decision about whether they do or don't want it. But most important, the people in East Grand Bahama should not let this happen by decision makers in Nassau. I just want to state these for the record, then you can answer them.
Okay.
And then, how much time will the people of East Grand Bahama in particular have to consider this project and make a contribution, so as you said earlier, the decision makers can consider what they have to say? Because everywhere else that they've done EIAs, as the gentleman was correct, most of the time they do it. And then they slap it on the people and say, well, what do you have to say about that? Thankfully, you were trying to do this before. So how much time is envisaged for this process to occur? And that is why it's very important for you guys to tell the people what documents, what permits, what agreements, what is already in place, in secret, maybe it's not, hopefully it's not, with the government in Nassau that we don't know about.
Truthfully.
Correct. I'm sure Kay is going to tell the truth. He always tells the truth. And
You can get it how it is.
yeah, what permits have been applied for? What applications have been submitted and to whom? And what stages are these applications at? Otherwise, this is all just a mockery and an insult to the people. Just having a town meeting to say, we had a town meeting, and we told the people what they're going to do, and we listened to what they have to say, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. It is not up to the people in Nassau, in particular the PLP politicians sitting in cabinet right now. It used to be the FNM, they were just as bad. You guys were just as bad. Making decisions for people in the family islands without their approval. So as a resident of Grand Bahama, I want to take this opportunity to say, do what we say, not what people in Nassau say. I'm tired of being dictated to by Nassau. So consider those questions, Kay. You don't have to answer them right now.
Right, thanks. Right.